Hey, how you doing? My name is Russell Wilks, R-U-S-S-E-L-L-W-I-L-K-S. This is the Muscle Voodoo channel, and today I'm going to be showing you some alternative shoulder exercises that are more oriented towards resistance tubing, bands, expanders, etc. This is for Kimi, who is in Tampere in Finland, Nils, who's in Alsborg, I think it is, in Denmark, Jokwan, who's in somewhere in Scotland, near Aberdeen, somewhere along there, and a bunch of other people as well, asking me about different shoulder exercises. Most shoulder exercises you'll see obviously will be, dumbbell raises, so you tend to split the deltoids into rear, side, front, which you don't necessarily need to work that much because the front deltoid gets a lot of work from any kind of pressing, any kind of shoulder movement at all, really overhead press, bench press, etc. In a standard gym though, obviously you've got your different, your bend over row, side row, etc. where you've got to be able to see the side lateral raise, if you like. We've got to be able to see the trapezius in the mirror, bend over 90 degrees, like that. You can do all that with the expanders and those other things. But here is an exercise that, if you take it to its conclusion, will work, certainly work your rear shoulders and your side shoulders, your trapezius, your shoulder girdle, all the muscles up, like your rotator cuffs and rhomboids. And if you take it to its conclusion, your serratus as well, which is superhero muscles there. And the movement is this. You have an expander or a band of some kind behind you, like so, and your palms face each other behind your butt. And then you essentially do this, you start to raise them, and as you do so, you rotate the shoulder outwards and come up to the top. So you spread the band or the expander or whatever the weight behind you like this, shoulders are down, so you try and keep the traps from dominating your shoulders, and you spread like that. And as you do, you turn your thumbs kind of out and up, and they come up into a butterfly stroke, and it comes up, and then you look up over your head, and you end up in that position. Alright? So I'm going to do the first part. The first part is really, really good movement as well. And for that, I'm going to use this resistance tubing on the floor, which I've tied onto a cable stack. Now, you could potentially use a cable stack with this. You could do. Here, for example, I've got a couple of ropes tied there, but the problem is that you need a much longer rope. You need at least kind of 3 foot or so to be able to do that movement in its entirety. So I'll show you the version of the cable stack now. There's nothing wrong with the cable stack, you can use it, but as I said, you need a longer attachment as such. In this, I'm going to use this set of cables here, about 75 pounds, not heavy, but because it's in a mechanically disadvantaged position, it's going to be quite hard work. Now, one proviso before you start doing this: make sure that your rotator cuffs, your rotator cuffs and your upper back and your upper shoulder scapula, the muscles of your scapula, including the rotator cuff, rhomboids, etc. Make sure they're all fully warmed up before you start doing this. Do not just start doing this movement because it's very heavy on the rotator cuffs in a good way, but you just definitely need to do plenty of work beforehand. If you're doing expanders, then you need to do a standing reverse fly, etc. first, and a few other movements, and then this should be sort of midway in your session, if you like. But here's the movement. So I take this, as I say, I've attached it to the cable stack. Go down behind me. It's a little bit like a bend over rear spread as such. I'm going to spread, my thumbs are going to go that way and that way. So I'm going to spread them out, and I'm going to try to get them up. Ready? Like this. Stand as much as I can, and then come up and do a hold. 20, 23, and it's, that works your rear shoulders very, very hard. Your rear deltoids will work really, really hard. You can see, obviously, it is a similar kind of movement to doing that, but instead you're doing that. It's behind you. As I say, keep your shoulders down, keep your traps down. They do get involved as soon as you go above parallel. So if you took that movement for a very light band, and I just did that, as soon as they come up above parallel, the traps start to take over from the shoulders. But that is the version that it will work your rear shoulders very, very, very hard. The rear shoulder now is like so. Alright, okay, that's it. I don't know what the hell it's called. You can see there's the full movement there. You can see that. This is a Terry booklet that came with a expander set that I bought in a second-hand store, and that is the movement there. You see that? You see the way that he's spreading out behind him and then raising his arms up, and then you follow with the head, like so. Anyway, that, as I say, is the movement. You can also, as well as, you can use this, which is the original Terry piece of equipment for doing this with, and I'll show you that now. I'll attach it to something. So yeah, now I'm going to use the Terry attachment, which is about, I think there are two, I think the main little short spring on it is about £25, and the other two are about £30 or so. Very, very nicely knurled spring cable. And I'm going to just hold them as such. And hold them, bring them up, hold them about, because they don't have any handles on them. And again, I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to basically do is come up and just bring it out like this. Bring it up and out. Again, behind the back, like so, and just hold for time. And keep holding it. It's not that heavy, but you'll feel it really in your rear shoulder, your brachialis, out the tricep, serratus, and traps. If you keep them back further, like that, there we go. That's that movement. Again, this is the, as I said, that's the original Terry thing that came with that booklet, and a bunch of other things. You need separate handles for it, but I don't bother with the handles. So that's the movement though. Again, I'll show you one more time. So make sure your shoulders are fully warmed up, make sure your traps are fully warmed up, make sure your scapula, rotated cuffs are really, really warmed up before doing this. Take hold from behind you, palms face together, as in they're facing each other. So traps down, come out with a bit of tension on the tubing on the band. Don't let this piece, don't do it from slack. Come out where you've got a little bit of tension, where it's already engaged, and then all you basically do is up like this, and just hold the static contraction. Right. So that is essentially that. That's the reverse behind the back. I'd say behind the back, rear shoulder raise, I'd call it. That's another one of those. So anyway, my name is Russell Wilks. I'm USSELLWILKS. This is the Muscle Voodoo channel. Below in the description are a bunch of products that I have created, including a bunch of ebooks, etc. Simple Mass, which is for skinny people looking to put on a load of muscle mass. So 200 pages, 17 all natural, 17 all natural testosterone boosters or whatever it is, which is about 100 and so pages of all the different things you can do to boost your testosterone naturally as best as possibly can, substances to take, how to live, how to eat, the things to look out for, things to avoid, and also Super Isometrics, which is a 150 plus page book about the true secrets of isometrics, which is all to do with about overcoming and yielding isometrics, sub-maximal and plus maximal isometrics, different isometric techniques including contrast presses, etc. And a lot of other great information as well. Anyway, like, subscribe, etc. this video. Thanks for your attention. I hope it taught you something. I hope you learned something. That's a great exercise. As I said, my rear shoulders now really, really pumped up, and it's one of the best things you can do. Any kind of spread behind the back like that, even if it's a lean forward spread, like so, or whether it's like that, which is more of a straight movement. The reason why it works the rear shoulder muscle so well and not the side shoulder muscle is because of the fact that the tension is already on with the bands. They're already on, so you have tension from the bottom. If you're doing that movement with a dumbbell, the tension only really starts about there. So you can come out there and then you've got tension. So that's why sometimes when you're doing that movement, the trapezius kind of takes over straight away, and so it becomes like more of a shrug, like that. You don't want that. You want your arms you want your shoulders to do the movement. So there's tension already on, and because there's tension already on, the rear shoulder muscles engage